All right, let's make a t-shirt. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about images a little bit. We're going to upload one. SVG is going to be real similar to a PNG. And then there will be JPEGs. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the PNG for the sleigh. So there's the PNG. We're going to let that upload, and that's what it's going to look like. It's going to look just like the SVG, except I have to pick complex. But that's really all I have to do. The image is gone, the background is gone, so you just hit continue unless you want to take something out. I'm going to just choose a cut image, and then I'm going to save that. And then, so there it is. It looks just, the PNG will look just like the SVG, but the JPEG will look different. And we'll go over that in a minute. So let's go ahead and choose the PNG, and it will insert it into the design space. And the height, I don't want any more than 9 inches on my shirt because I'm a little person, and like it's going to be huge if I make it too much bigger. So that's all the bigger I want it. And so then I'm just going to hit make it. And here I need to decide how big of the vinyl I'm going to be putting, and I'll probably do like a 9x12. So I kind of just set that. I'm going to kind of center that somewhere kind of in the middle, kind of where I want it, and kind of set that, you know, so that's not off to one side too much. And then you're going to mirror it, which is different than if you're going to do the heat transfer vinyl, right? So then you're just going to hit continue, and that's going to set up your, your machine. But what if you're going to use a JPEG? So a JPEG comes in like this, and you have to hit the different types of cutting that you want to do. And this is how it's going to show up. It's going to show up with a white background or a gray background with black. And what you have to do with a JPEG is you have to select what you want the machine to cut out for you. So because I'm doing screen printing, I'm going to be cutting out the image and the words because that's what I want the ink to come through, like a stencil. And I'm going to use that like a cut image. And so basically it's going to be used the exact same way. Now I can choose this. You see the black background, and it will pop up into Design Space, and that's kind of how it will look. And so if you use a JPEG, your machine will cut whatever boundary is around. You see at the black box, it will cut that black box out of your vinyl. So make sure your vinyl is bigger than that black box. And I'm just playing around with the size here. But if your machine uses JPEG or SVG or PNG or whatever, there's just different ways to use them. And I'm sure most of you are a lot more well aware than I am. I'm really new to this. So then I'm going to hit make it just like I did with the other file. I'm going to choose the 9x12. Again, I'm going to mirror it so it flips it around backwards. And then I'm going to hit continue. And this is where it will connect with the machine. It's going to ask you what kind of material you want. I'm going to choose vinyl, and then I put the cutting on more. I always do that because we use the Oracal 651 and it's thick. So that's what I do. And here I just press the button, and the Cricut just does what, the Cricut does. It does its thing. So there it goes. And there it is when it's all cricketed. Cricketed? And here you can just see me pulling out the text and the dragon because that's what I want on my t-shirt. So the negative space around it is going to stay. Yeah. I guess with a heat transfer, like the vinyl that you transfer, this would be opposite, right? You would want the vinyl to stay. That's the dragon and the words, right? It's totally opposite. I've never done the heat transfer vinyl. I've only done the screen printing, so I guess that would be opposite. And there it is, mirrored and everything. This is my favorite transfer tape. If any of you have ever worked with Cricut transfer tape, Cricut, it's got one job, man. One job. And it like you want to pull your hair out by the time you get done with stupid Cricut Anyway, this stuff is like this. Oh, it's like butter. I just love it. Of course, I'm just pulling the paper off the back of the, the vinyl. And then I put it on the flat back part of my screen. And look how easy that transfer tape. Just a few little places where I've got to help the vinyl stay where it is. Look at that. Look at that. You kidding me here? You kidding me? That's how easy it was. Now I take painter's tape and I'm going to block out the rest of this screen so that the paint doesn't come through. So I'm just going to be real careful and make sure that all of that is sealed in. So the only thing that's going to get paint is the image and the words. Super easy. And I'm going to wipe in case there's any fluff or fuzz or anything. And there is my t-shirt. I'm just going to kind of center that on there. And I take my Speedball ink and I just layer a couple of tablespoons on one side. Kind of flood is what it's called, the ink over the top. And I just kind of work it over and boom, boom. Look at that. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And then once it dries, you need to heat set it. I use a cotton setting with a piece of copy paper in between. It needs to be on there for 20 seconds, but I keep moving it around. And then I lower the temperature down to synthetic and I just give it a once over. But only do this if you and your iron are in a good relationship and you trust it. Because if you don't trust it, then just, don't do that. And ta-da! There is your shirt, guys. There is your shirt. I hope you like that. So that was kind of the Cliff Notes, real fast forward Cliff Notes there. But I think it turned out pretty cool. The original graphic that I had made was kind of complicated, so I simplified it so it'd be easier to weed out. So, and the font too. The font was more wow. So I'll show you what else I've been doing. I had some things to send off to some people. So some of you may get this, and some of you may have absolutely no idea what this is. If you're a Bob's Burgers fan, you may get this one. And then if you're a gamer, or a Star Wars fan, and or both probably, you may get this one. And I think this one is this one's on black, so it's a little bit easier to see maybe on the black. Yeah. Anyway, it was fun. It was fun, and I will link below the video the blog that I learned most of the techniques from. I did a lot of reading, but there was one blog in particular that really had a lot of good information, so I will link that blog down below. And I will put on the Etsy store, I will put a couple of cut files in case anybody feels the need to make their own t-shirt or joggers or notebook, hoodie, tea towel, whatever floats your boat, man. I'll put those cut files over there on Etsy. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the little fast forward, and it is Monday. Can you believe it? I have my house back. So we got a lot coming up, and there is, I posted on Instagram this morning that I will be in Scotland. Of course, it's a year from now. So, we got a minute. But I'm going to be doing an in-person workshop, a weekend retreat in Scotland, in Dumfries, at Handmade at Helen's. So I will put the link down below in case you want to see the particulars on that. And I guess that's all for today, but I'll be back really, really soon. All right, guys, I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.